Have you ever stopped, just for a moment, to ask yourself a quiet but deeply important question? What does it truly mean to take perfect care of yourself after 70? Not what the world tells you, not what advertisements suggest, not what fear-based headlines imply, but what real care looks like, day to day, when you've already lived decades of experience, wisdom, and change. For many people, aging has been framed as a slow surrender. Less energy, more limitations, fewer expectations, and an unspoken message that says, just be careful, don't do too much, accept less. But that story is incomplete. And more importantly, it's harmful. Because self-care after 70 is not about accepting decline. It is not about shrinking your life or lowering your standards. And it is certainly not about quietly waiting for things to go wrong. True self-care at this stage of life is about something far more powerful. It is about mastering balance between rest and movement, between caution and confidence. It is about protecting what truly matters, your strength, your clarity, your independence, and your peace of mind. And it is about preventing what does not need to happen long before it turns into something serious. After 70, you are no longer guessing your way through life. You have something younger generations don't yet possess: the wisdom to listen instead of react, the patience to choose carefully instead of rushing, and the clarity to understand what is essential and what is noise. This stage of life offers a rare opportunity, not just to live longer, but to live better, to wake up with steadiness instead of stress, to move through your day with confidence instead of fear. To care for yourself in ways that are gentle, intelligent, and deeply respectful of the body you live in. In this video, we are going to explore 6 powerful daily habits that help seniors care for themselves perfectly after 70. Not extreme routines, not expensive products, not unrealistic advice. These are habits grounded in modern science, medical understanding of aging, and real-life experience from seniors who are aging with strength and clarity. Each habit builds on the next. Together, they support a stronger, more responsive body, a sharper, calmer mind, and a more peaceful, grounded spirit. These are the quiet practices that don't make headlines, but make all the difference. And I encourage you to stay with me until the very end, because the final habit is unlike the others. It has nothing to do with food plans, workout routines, or supplements. It does not require money, equipment, or strict discipline. Instead, it is a simple internal shift, one that many seniors overlook, but those who adopt it often say it changes everything. It changes how you respond to stress, how you relate to your body, and how you experience the years ahead. By the end of this video, you may realize something powerful. The quality of your later years is not determined by luck. It is not fixed by genetics alone, and it is not decided by age itself. It is shaped, quietly and consistently, by what you choose to do every single day to protect your health, your energy, and your peace of mind. So take a breath, settle in, and let's begin with the first habit, one that forms the foundation for all the rest. One of the greatest mistakes seniors are subtly encouraged to make is believing that someone else knows their body better than they do. Over time, this belief becomes normalized. Doctors are important. Family members often mean well. Caregivers provide valuable support. But even the most qualified professional, the most loving family member, or the most attentive caregiver has not lived inside your body for decades. You have. You are the only one who has felt every change as it happened. The only one who knows what normal feels like for you. And the only one who can sense when something feels slightly off, even before it shows up on a test or chart. After 70, self-care does not begin with instructions. It begins with deep listening. Listening to the signals your body sends every day, quietly, consistently, and honestly. Your energy levels, your sleep patterns, your breathing, your appetite, your digestion, your balance, your emotions. These are not random fluctuations. They are not inconveniences, and they are not something to be ignored or explained away. They are messages. When your body feels unusually tired, that is not laziness. When your legs feel heavy, your chest feels tight, or your sleep suddenly changes, that is not just old age. That is information. Modern geriatric medicine emphasizes something very important. Most serious health issues do not appear suddenly. They develop quietly, over weeks, months, sometimes years, sending small signals long before they become emergencies. The seniors who age most successfully are not the ones who never experience symptoms. They are the ones who pay attention early. They notice when something feels different. They respect those signals instead of dismissing them. And they act before a small issue becomes a major one. Consider John, age 78. For months, he felt persistently tired. Not exhausted, just off. He assumed it was normal. After all, he was getting older. He pushed through his days, ignored the signs, and told himself it wasn't worth mentioning. But that quiet fatigue was his body whispering. Eventually, a routine checkup revealed mild anemia and chronic dehydration, both conditions that, if left untreated, can quietly strain the heart and reduce oxygen to vital organs. Once John began listening, drinking more water, adjusting his diet, and allowing himself proper rest, his energy returned. More importantly, his heart health stabilized. Nothing dramatic changed. He didn't need extreme treatments. He simply listened and responded. This is how the body works after 70. It rarely screams at first. It whispers. A slight loss of appetite, a change in sleep rhythm, unexplained dizziness, mood changes that feel unusual, pain that comes and goes. These are early signals, not inconveniences. And ignoring them does not make them disappear. Writing these signals down matters. Talking about them with someone you trust matters. Mentioning them early to a healthcare provider matters. Because early awareness equals control. Many seniors are taught to focus only on numbers. Blood pressure, cholesterol, blood sugar. These numbers are useful, but they are only part of the story. The fuller story is how you feel in your day-to-day life. Your intuition, your internal sense of balance, your awareness of what feels right and what doesn't. This is not imagination. This is your body's built-in survival system. And after 70, trusting it is not optional. It is essential. Listening to your body does not mean living in fear. It means living in partnership. It means respecting the intelligence of the body that has carried you through decades of life. When you listen early, you prevent later suffering. When you trust your signals, you regain authority over your health. And when you respond with care, your body responds with resilience. Listening to your body is not weakness. It is wisdom. It is experience. And it is mastery. And it is the foundation upon which every other act of self-care is built. After 70, energy becomes one of your most valuable resources. Not money, not time, energy. Because energy is what allows you to think clearly, to move with confidence, to enjoy conversations, and to end the day feeling steady instead of drained. At this stage of life, the goal is not to do more. It is to use your best hours wisely. And for most seniors, those best hours are in the morning. Morning is when your body is naturally reset. Your nervous system is calmer. Your stress hormones are lower. Your mind is clearest. And your body is most responsive to gentle movement and nourishment. This is not opinion. It is biology. Yet many seniors unknowingly give away this precious window. They wake up and immediately invite noise into their system. Television, breaking news, phone alerts, endless scrolling through information that is urgent, loud, and often negative. Before their feet touch the floor, their nervous system is already on alert. And once the body enters stress mode, it does not easily return to calm. The first 1 to 2 hours after waking quietly program your entire day. When the morning begins in chaos, the body stays tense. The heart works harder. The mind becomes scattered. Energy drains faster. But when the morning begins in calm, something very different happens. Your breathing stays slow. Your muscles stay relaxed. Your thoughts move gently instead of racing. And your strength lasts longer into the day. This is why a slow morning is not laziness. It is strategic self-care. It is the intentional protection of the limited energy you have and the intelligent use of it. Consider Martha, age 76. For years, she turned on the television the moment she woke up. She told herself it was for company. But the constant noise, dramatic headlines, and urgent voices kept her nervous system activated from the moment her day began. She felt anxious before breakfast, tired before noon, and her blood pressure slowly crept upward. Nothing else in her routine changed. Only the morning. When Martha replaced that habit with quiet walks, light stretching, and a few minutes of journaling, something shifted. Within weeks, her energy improved, her mood stabilized, and her blood pressure returned to healthier levels. She didn't add more effort. She removed stress. That is the power of protecting your morning. The smartest seniors do not rush their mornings. They wake up. They open a window. They let light enter the room. They drink water before coffee. They move slowly, not because they must, but because they choose to. They understand something important. Energy spent too early on unimportant things is energy that cannot be recovered later. Think of your daily energy like a small savings account. You only get so much each day. If you spend it on noise, worry, and tension first thing in the morning, there is very little left for what truly matters: your health, your joy, your relationships. So protect your mornings. Try this simple practice. Spend your first 30 minutes in silence. No phone, no television, no rushing. Just light, water, breathing, and gentle movement. Sit quietly. Stretch slowly. Notice how your body feels. This trains your nervous system to begin the day in balance rather than urgency. And when the body starts the day in balance, everything else becomes easier. Because how you greet the morning is how your body treats the rest of your day. Protect it like gold. Movement after 70 is not about chasing youth. It is not about proving anything. It is not about keeping up with someone else. And it is not about forcing your body into shapes or speeds that no longer serve it. Movement after 70 is about maintaining life. It is about keeping the body responsive instead of rigid, keeping the joints fluid instead of locked, keeping the mind connected to the body instead of drifting away from it. Too many people abandon movement entirely, not because they are incapable, but because they associate exercise with discomfort, pressure, or comparison. They remember gyms that felt intimidating, routines that hurt their joints, programs that made them feel behind or inadequate. So they stop. But stopping is not neutral. The body is designed to move gently and regularly at every age. And when movement disappears completely, stiffness increases, balance weakens, circulation slows, and confidence quietly erodes. But here is the truth many people are never told. Movement is medicine when it is done with kindness, not intensity, not punishment, kindness. Research in aging and mobility consistently shows that daily low-impact movement dramatically improves quality of life in seniors. Even small amounts make a difference. It improves blood circulation, delivering oxygen to muscles and the brain. Balance, reducing the risk of falls. Sleep quality, helping the body repair overnight. Brain function, slowing cognitive decline. But there is something just as important as all of that: confidence. When you move your body regularly, even gently, you remind yourself that you are still capable, still connected, still in control. That sense of capability protects mental health as much as physical health. Consider Bill, age 81. For most of his life, he believed exercise meant running, lifting weights, or pushing through discomfort. When his knees began aching and his stamina declined, he assumed exercise was no longer for him. So he stopped moving altogether. Within a year, his posture worsened. His balance became unstable, and he felt older than his age. Everything changed when someone introduced him to Tai Chi. Slow movements, controlled breathing, no strain. He practiced for 20 minutes each morning. In the afternoons, he spent time gardening. Nothing intense, just steady, purposeful movement. Within months, his joint pain decreased. His posture improved. His balance returned. But most importantly, he felt grounded again. He realized something powerful. Real movement does not punish. It heals. Movement after 70 should never leave you gasping for air or in pain. If it does, it is not helping you. Good movement leaves you warm, not exhausted. Calm, not stressed. Energized, not depleted. Simple movements matter more than dramatic ones. Walking in sunlight. Stretching your shoulders in the morning. Rolling your ankles before standing. Practicing balance while brushing your teeth. These small actions, repeated daily, build strength quietly and safely. They teach the body to trust itself again. And they remind the mind that aging does not mean immobility. Even something as simple as lifting your arms slowly toward the sky, breathing deeply, and lowering them with control reconnects you to your body's natural rhythm. That rhythm, steady, intentional, unforced, is what keeps the heart strong, the mind calm, and the nervous system regulated. So instead of asking, "Did I work out today?" ask something far more important. Did I move today in a way that made me feel alive? Because after 70, movement is not about pushing limits. It is about honoring the body that has carried you this far. It is about celebrating the freedom of still being here, still moving, still able to care for yourself with dignity and grace. And that kind of movement is not just exercise. It is self-respect in motion. At this stage of life, food is no longer just fuel. It is so much more than calories or energy. It is medicine, something that can protect your heart, strengthen your muscles, and support your bones. It is memory, shaping the clarity of your mind, and even influencing how sharp your recollections feel each day. And it is mood. What you eat directly affects how calm, happy, or stressed you feel. Every bite matters. What you eat affects how clearly you think, how deeply you sleep, how quickly you recover from illness or injury. Yet many seniors eat on autopilot. They follow the same habits and diets they had in their 40s, 50s, or 60s. They snack out of routine. They drink what is familiar, not what their bodies actually need. They underestimate how digestion and nutrient absorption have changed with age. And when you continue these old patterns, subtle problems begin to accumulate. Energy dips in the afternoon. Slower recovery from minor illness. Digestive discomfort. Foggy thinking or forgetfulness. This is not inevitable. Research in aging nutrition consistently shows that after 70, your body needs different support than it did before. For example, more protein. Muscle mass naturally declines with age. Even small daily losses can affect strength, balance, and independence. Protein is the building block that helps maintain muscle, repair tissues, and support metabolism. Lean meats, fish, eggs, legumes, and dairy are all excellent sources. More fiber. Digestion slows naturally after 70. Fiber helps regulate bowel movements, supports gut health, and even assists in controlling cholesterol. Vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and seeds are your allies. More hydration. Thirst signals are less reliable with age. Many seniors unintentionally become mildly dehydrated, which can affect energy, cognition, and heart function. Water, herbal teas, and hydrating foods like cucumber or melon can help. But here is the most important point. Perfect self-care through nutrition is not about restriction. It is not about following extreme diets. It is not about measuring every gram of food. It is not about guilt or judgment. It is about awareness. Notice how foods make you feel, not just immediately, but hours later. Notice which meals leave you energized and which leave you tired. Notice which foods soothe your digestion and which ones make it sluggish. A meal that nourishes should leave you clear and steady, not heavy, foggy, or uncomfortable. Let me give you an example. Mary, age 74, used to start her day with sugary cereal and coffee. By 10 a.m., she felt drained and irritable. She assumed it was normal.